Hi everyone, this is Propel Hats. I will now show you a game with my E-100 on Erlenberg. This is my little tank, and this is the game I recently played in my E-100 that I've been able to exploit its strengths and hide its weaknesses, causing, I can imagine, quite a bit of frustration on the other team, and you will also see what I mean with regards to that. So, as you can see, this is a tier 10 match. Hardly. There's only me and an IS-7 of the other team. That's the tier 10 of this in this battle. So, others, there are a lot of IS-8s going on. It's not too many very brilliant players, and we don't have much of a chance of winning this according to XVM, of course, but we'll see. XVM doesn't always tell the entire truth, so we'll see where this goes. And I'm sorry a bit for the lag. It's unavoidable using fraps running on 19 frames per second there. So I'm going to speed this up a little bit. This thing is not very quickly. Oh, correction, not very quick. The Norwegian in me is getting all out of control here. So, what we've seen here is that the T-71, our scout, has gone off being, well, suicidal scout. So, are we going to be suicidal E-100? I don't think so. Not going very much past this corner. Trying to stay in sort of cover. For them hitting my lower glacis on that sort of range is not very easy, particularly while being in this sort of position. You don't give them much to shoot at. And that's kind of the point with the E-100. As long as you've covered up that little lower glacis there, you're pretty much set for life, and you can fire away with that massive cannon of yours, dealing 750 damage and 235 millimeters of penetration. I actually find that I very rarely have to use the heat ammo. The standard does its thing pretty well, but of course when in a tight spot, you have to do that. You have to use that. So we've seen the just did some damage to that IS-8 over there. There's another one. Couldn't quite get there. Shot fired. Got one shot fired there against the IS-8, but missed and hit the upper glacis of the M103 instead, which subsequently led to a bounce. Taking a lot of fire here. You see they've been bouncing off the side of the turret, the top of the turret, the front of the turret, the upper glacis. This right here is what I can call a weak spot on top of the tank, and of course the viewport that you can see right under the camera there. But other than that, from the front, it's not very much you can hit and penetrate. This one just penetrated. I'm not very sure what did it penetrate, how it penetrated, but I'm fairly certain that he used gold ammo, because you can see in the chat there that one of those were quite frustrated about the armor of the E-100. And that's what you have to basically look out for, because if you start trolling them too much about their armor, they're just going to load up their premium ammunition and going to fire away, and away goes your health. So, if we can see how this match is playing out, it's not looking too sharp. The east flank, they should have things under control. However, the middle is not being covered at all by anyone. The AMX-1375 is merely a spectator to what is going to happen. So, this IS-8 of ours is trying to fight these guys up close. I'm trying to provide fire support, but can't penetrate. This is maybe a situation where I should have been using heat ammo, but as you can see now, it's strictly not always easy to do that. That was a good hit. Above, see both of my hits so far, both of my penetrating hits so far have been above average. Now I got hit by a 45 OTB. Pretty good 45 OTB. Pretty good 45 OTB player. So that's a bit dangerous. I don't want to stick it around here too long. It's particularly with the middle being open and with them pushing through. So I am going to fall back. First, I don't want to leave this IS-8 to his fate, aggression to his fate. So I want to cover him so he can fall back as well and help protect the cap. But it leaves me with no choice. IS-8 there is getting very close to the cap, so it's time to refocus our attention, try to mop up this. You can still see there is some fighting going on the east flank, but there we go. This is not looking too sharp at all. There's that 45 OTB. Nah, that's a different one. Anyways, this one I'm beating on pretty good. This is what this gun does very well. Just penetrating and punishing players that others just can't kill. So we see our mates here taking a lot of fire. There's a lot of good, strong tanks there. The 4502B and the STI are both on very good health. So am I. So we should be able to at least slow down this affair. But as we can see, the entire east flank is gone, and there are only 4 players left. It's not looking too sharp at all. But going up close and personal is what the E-100 does best. Got a nice one into that AMX 1375. There's another one, a 1390 rather. There's an IMX 103, another MX 1375. There's an IS-8. This is a jolly spot for shooting up things. They keep damaging my track. I'm standing still, so I don't know why the hell they're doing that. Going for the command chat and then 103 dealing a lot of damage to him. So, trying to see what to do, trying to pick out the targets which I can damage. Don't worry too much about the tracks now, they are done for, but what I need to do is get off some damaging shots. And I'm not taking very much damage now at all. This armor of this tank is really good as long as you can cover it up and cover up the lower glacis. So, take a little bit of a chance here, trying to kill that AMX 1375. This was probably my biggest mistake in this game, exposing myself to that E75 right over there. He's got a pretty nasty gun which can penetrate, and does penetrate, on a fairly regular basis, and his armor is almost as tall as this one. So that was probably my biggest mistake in this entire game. As you can see, the STI is getting a lot of punishment as well. There he goes, and the last one. They're capping. This game is done. Either I will die or they will cap, and there they went off and capped. And that was it for this replay. Into perspective, here's the battle score post-game stats. You see that I got steel wall and sniper and did 6,680 damage, killed 2 tanks, and got the second top XP. But the most interesting thing is, you see that I hit all my 13 shots, 11 of them penetrated, but 16,800 damage received. Put that into perspective, the E-100 has 2,700 hit points. I could have been killed 7 times. That's how you use the E-100.